A pay-per-view championship match has been cancelled, and is an AEW star hinting at their retirement from wrestling. But first, before we get to the bulk of the video, and just because we haven't had a news update in a couple of days, let's run through some quick fire headlines from Friday and Saturday that are worth mentioning. You probably already know them by now, so it's not worth wasting too much time on, so let's get into it. According to trusty wrestling insider WrestleVotes, WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H is considering scrapping the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, moving the men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches back to WrestleMania. This follows news that he feels that the Hell in a Cell match, which also has its own dedicated yearly pay-per-view, is quote completely dead. Whilst the match will be used when the time is right, the days of having a Hell in a Cell match because the calendar says so are reportedly done. AEW have announced a world title eliminator tournament with a final set to take place at Full Gear on November 19th, with the winner earning a shot for the belt at the Winter is Coming Dynamite special on December 14th. So far, the only match to be announced is Dante Martin versus Ethan Page, with 6 remaining spots still open. Following the AEW All-Out backstage brawl with the Elite, CM Punk was reportedly approached by former AEW World Champion Chris Jericho, who had some harsh words for the straight-edge superstar. He reportedly told him that he was a cancer to the locker room and a detriment to the company. Ace Steel, who was backing up CM Punk during the melee, would later take to Instagram to seemingly react to the story as well as the overall situation, with him writing, "The moment you put a stop to people taking advantage of you and disrespecting you is when they define you as difficult, selfish, or crazy. Manipulators hate boundaries." Emma made her return to WWE on Friday night to accept an open challenge for Ronda Rousey's SmackDown Women's Championship, although she would fall short of a victory. This was her first WWE appearance since the TLC pay-per-view in late 2017, where she lost to Asuka. She would then be released 6 days later. She can now be added to the growing list of returning superstars under the leadership of Triple H that worked for him in NXT. Bray Wyatt would once again appear as himself on SmackDown, stating he no longer has any masks to hide behind. He would then be interrupted on the Titantron by a figure that called himself Uncle Howdy, with speculation spreading on social media over who could be behind the mask that resembled his real-life uncle and former wrestler Barry Windham. The prime candidate is currently Wyatt's real-life brother Bo Dallas, with the earring that the character was wearing being the main clue. Divisive social media star and boxing attraction Jake Paul would imitate Triple H during the weigh-in for his latest fight against former UFC champion Anderson Silva this weekend, leading to a reaction from Hunter on social media. This further hints at a potential WWE debut to link up with his brother Logan at some point in the future. Paul would later defeat Silva by a unanimous decision, scratching off yet another retired MMA star from his hit list. PW Insider has reported that All Elite Wrestling have signed 2 former free agents, adding former IWGP United States champion Juice Robinson and former ROH World Champion Bandido to the ranks. Both men would appear on Dynamite 1 month ago, with Juice losing to long-term NJPW rival Jon Moxley, whilst Bandido fell short in a challenge against Chris Jericho for the ROH World title. Bandido is said to have received offers from both WWE and AEW before choosing to become All Elite. And for our final quickfire headline, Cody Rhodes has taken to Twitter to address rumors regarding his exit from All Elite Wrestling, confirming that his decision to leave had nothing to do with the Elite or CM Punk. And he would write, "I didn't leave because of the Bucks. I didn't leave because of the Bucks/Kenny. I'm forever bonded to those guys over what we created, and I remain very proud of it, and I didn't leave because of or have issues with Punk. We get along. Not money, not booking, just a personal decision and my wanting to go for the big one." Now let's get to the main portion of the video with the latest headlines from the wrestling world, as WWE have opened the forbidden door to Japan. Over the past couple of years, the term forbidden door has been used to define movement between 2 different promotions, with the likes of AEW, Impact Wrestling, and New Japan Pro Wrestling trading talents back and forth to create some very special moments. The term would then be trademarked by All Elite Wrestling before being turned into a pay-per-view that saw AEW talents battle the stars of NJPW, with the relationship between the two companies going from strength to strength. Well, we can now add WWE to the list of promotions that are willing to work with others, as one of their stars is set to battle a legend of Japan. Last night, Pro Wrestling Noah would announce that WWE star Shinsuke Nakamura is set to wrestle at their New Year's show, with him taking on the Great Muta on January 1st, this part of the Veterans Retirement Tour. Nakamura himself would sum up the appearance on Twitter, simply writing, "This is miracle." Muta is currently set to retire on January 22nd, with him in line to team up with AEW star Sting in his final match, with their opponents still yet to be announced. His retirement tour now involves wrestlers from AEW, WWE, and New Japan, with him set to appear on the upcoming NJPW Stardom Historic Crossover show, where he teams with Toru Yano and Kazuchika Okada to take on Jeff Cobb, Aaron Henare, and Great-O-Khan. As for Nakamura, he was and still is one of the biggest wrestling stars in Japan after rising through the ranks of New Japan Pro Wrestling, capturing the fans' imagination with his unmatched charisma. During his time in New Japan, he would actually wrestle on sporadic Pro Wrestling Noah shows, as well as on joint shows between the two promotions and All Japan Pro Wrestling. He is now set to make his return. It's worth noting that according to an edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter in 2019, WWE actually tried to buy Noah in the past, with the plan being for it to serve as the foundation for NXT Japan, although a deal could not be reached. It remains to be seen if this latest co-promotion is a way of kickstarting a move back into Japan, and remember that it was Triple H that was pushing for multiple NXT brands across the world, with this still being the plan going forward. But what do you make of WWE opening the proverbial forbidden door? Let me know in the comments down below. And next up, New Japan Pro Wrestling have been forced to cancel an upcoming title match. A few weeks ago, the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, would return to WWE, leading to a conflict of interest for the never openweight champion. Anderson, who holds the title in New Japan Pro Wrestling, would confirm that despite being booked to defend his belt against former Bullet Club teammate Hikuleo on November 5th at the Battle Autumn show, he will instead be wrestling in Saudi Arabia at WWE Crown Jewel. New Japan have now posted another update on the situation, confirming that the match has now been cancelled, with them writing, "Despite extensive efforts by New Japan Pro Wrestling to negotiate with Carl Anderson regarding his scheduled match in Osaka at Battle Autumn on November 5, NJPW officials have still been met with no response and have been left with no other option but to cancel the planned Never Openweight Championship match. We apologise to fans who have been looking forward to watching Anderson wrestle. After a challenge from Yujiro Takahashi and at the direct request of Hikuleo, Osaka will now see a non-title special singles match between Yujiro Takahashi and Hikuleo. NJPW holds its champions to the highest standard of professionalism. We deeply apologise for the inconvenience and disappointment caused by this matter. A previous statement from the promotion would confirm that if Anderson couldn't make the show, he would be stripped of his Never Openweight title, although as of now there has been no confirmation on if this has happened. Anderson has publicly said that he plans on defending the belt going forward, with Fightful reporting that things are fine between Anderson, NJPW and WWE, with the Japanese company being aware of the impending WWE return since August. The Good Brothers are said to have previously committed to New Japan through to January's Wrestle Kingdom show on a handshake deal prior to rejoining WWE, so perhaps we'll see them pop up in New Japan sometime soon, with the Shinsuke Nakamura Pro Wrestling Noah news making this seem a lot more likely, with WWE willing to work with other promotions. And finally is an AEW star hinting at their retirement from wrestling. FTR's Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler have established themselves as the top team of the tag team scene in 2022, holding 3 of the industry's top belts. They are the reigning Ring of Honor, IWGP and AAA tag team champions, having held the AEW World Tag titles and the WWE Raw, SmackDown and NXT belts in the past. Taking to Instagram last night, Dax Harwood would release a cryptic post that has led to fans to speculate on what the future could hold for the top guys in the wrestling business, and Harwood would say, "All we've ever wanted to do in life was be a professional wrestler. Height, body type, accent, life situations, we had all of it against us. Now we leave a body of work I think we can be proud of. When we started this journey in 2014, we tried to make sure we were always different from everyone else wrestling currently. We also wanted to work so hard that eventually we'd go down as one of the greatest tag teams to ever do it. I'm not sure if we have reached that, but we'll damn sure keep trying. Thank y'all for going on this journey with us. Not sure where the next few years will take us, but I can't wait for one last run. Top guys out." It remains to be seen what Dax means by one last run, although fans have naturally begun to speculate. Could it spell the end of FTR in AEW, or perhaps the end of the FTR tag team leading to a singles run, or maybe even the end of their careers as a whole? It's difficult to say with people simply reading between the lines at this time, but what we do know is that FTR are one of, if not the best tag team of the modern era, with a body of work and trophy cabinet to back up the claim. But what do you think Dax Harwood is suggesting with his post? Let me know in the comments down below. And before you go, make sure you check out 10 masked AEW wrestlers unmasked.